This is Melissa Hevenor, and this is another episode of Psychic in Your Pocket. Doing a lot of filming today because I have a lot of different topics I want to talk to you about. And if you follow my blog, which is on my website, Melissa, Melissa, Hevenor, Hev as in Victor, ENOR.com, you can read my latest blog, which I will be posting probably in the next day or so, about doing readings for horses. Yes, I said it, horses. I am an animal communicator, but the awesome thing about the readings that I just did recently was that some of the horses were actually in spirit. So I did the readings for their owners who wanted to connect with their beloved horses that had passed on, and I also did readings for horses that were still alive but were actually rescued, and the owners wanted to know about their history, about what happened to them before the owner was the one to purchase them. So it was really interesting and a different experience because these horses live out of state. They're not here in Florida, and so I had to bring in their energy and communicate with them while I was in it from a distance. Usually when I do animal communications, I'm either directly with the pet or the person who owns the animal or pet, and so it's very easy to connect with their energy because they're right there with me, unless of course they're in spirit. But then again, typically the owner or master, if it's a horse, will be present with me in the room, and so I can pull their energy in as it connects to the owner. But in this case, both the owners and the horses were out of state, and so it was really interesting connecting to horses that were still alive but were out of state and giving messages to their owners. But one of the things that the owners did, which really helped me, is they sent not only photographs of the horses, but they also clipped or cut small pieces of their mane, of their hair, and taped it to the pictures, and so that helped me connect to the energy. And it was so amazing because for anyone who's followed me, you'll know that with my roommate and I, there's a house full of pets here. We have 2 cats and 2 dogs, and one of the dogs in particular is a little bit of a medium herself. She totally senses spirit and sees spirit, and the other one can too, but not as profoundly, I think, as her sister. Anyway, it was really amazing to see their response as the spirit of a horse entered the house, and just to have that energy in the house was a new experience. Horses can communicate with their eyes, and much like dogs and cats, when I communicate with them either in spirit or in person, they don't speak as humans speak, but they show me images. And so I have to interpret the images to understand what they're trying to say. Now, for the horses that were in spirit, I didn't hear them speak, but my guide actually was speaking to them telepathically, and then she was giving me the message for them, for their owners. For the ones that were still alive, I was actually asking my guide to help me bring in their energy so that I could communicate with them. And again, as I mentioned, like with communicating with a dog or cat, they showed me images and I had to interpret it. Like, for example, one of the horses that's still alive showed me slices of apple being cut up and being fed slices of apples, and she said that she wanted to get more apples as a snack because she really loved it, and she was asking that her owner please give her more apples. Another message that another horse gave, a horse that's still alive who had actually been rescued, was that she wanted her trainer to understand that she was intelligent. She understood what the trainer was asking of her, but she tends to get bored. And so sometimes when she doesn't follow command or follow the trainer, what the trainer is asking her to do, to become a show horse, she just kind of stands there and won't move. But it wasn't because she didn't understand. It was because she was bored and she needed more stimulation. So she asked me to tell her owner, to tell the trainer, to kind of change it up a little bit and realize that when she stops doing something, it was because she gets bored easily. And so by communicating that message, not only will she be able to learn faster, but it will improve the relationship between her owner and her trainer. So that's just an example of one of the amazing readings that I got to do recently, and it's such an honor to connect with horses because they are gentle souls. They have huge personalities just like humans, and each one is very different. And so I have this little horse bookend just because we're speaking about horses today, and I thought it would be cool to show it. But I have always been a horse lover, and when I was about 11 years old, I had been riding horses for quite some time because there was a program where I lived in Maryland where they took children with different physical disabilities and put them on horses so that they could have the sensation of walking or shifting their weight on the horse. So it was part of my physical or occupational therapy regiment. And so from that time on, I became very connected to horses, and there was one horse that was specially trained to kneel down to the ground as close as she could get, and then that would allow me to get onto her more easily with assistance. And one time I actually fell off a horse. Thank God I wasn't hurt, but the horse got stung by a bee and jumped up, and I slid off backwards. But the horse was so intelligent that she knelt down as close to me as she could, looked me in the eyes, and basically told me telepathically she was going to get help. She went back to the barn, which was about a mile away from where we were on a trail, went and got someone that was there with me and brought them back to where I was so that they could help me off the ground. So that's just one of the amazing examples of how horses are intelligent and how they feel and help humans. And I'm a big supporter of using horses in therapy to help people overcoming all types of problems, particularly children who are ill or children with disabilities, because these animals are so empathic and do have so much wisdom and healing ability. So I hope this has been helpful, and until next time, love, light, and blessings. Bye!